Hello, buddy. Today we have Baani Sharma with us. She rebuilt her life after 50. Amongst the other things, Bani helps women reconnect with themselves and helps them achieve their full potential. Let's get to know a bit more about Bani from her and we'll take it from there. Before we begin, I would like to welcome Bani to our channel and thank her very much for taking the time and speaking with us. Thank you so much, Bani, and over to you.
Thank you so much for having me today here. Hi, everybody. This is Bani Jolly Sharma. I am 51 and I've had a very interesting life um, across different parts of the world, and we'll talk about it today.
Yeah. Bani, please tell us where are you from and how was the childhood?
I grew up in a very dynamic environment. My dad was in CISF, which meant we kept changing the cities every 2 years. And so it made me learn a lot, like adaptability, learner mindset, and how to be resilient. But having changed, but always changing, cities meant also that I have to be there in a new place, new patterns, new people. And that's where, as a child, I never had very deep friendships. I was a really an introvert girl, and I kept things to myself, which meant that I was emotionally very, very reserved kind of a person. And
Yeah.
then life, I moved out of India to China, and I have lived in China. And recently, during COVID, I came back to India.
And which places have you stayed the longest?
The longest has been in China. I lived there for 9 years. And then Bangalore. Bangalore is first time I stayed here for around 5 years, and now around again something around 4 years here also.
You were speaking that your father was in CISF. What is this? CISF?
It's a Central Industrial Security Force. It is under the Ministry of Home Affairs, where he was in charge. He was the commandant in charge of all big public undertakings like steel plant, SAIL, and all these GAIL, all these bigger units which are under government. The security of those units, the factories and industries.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Bani, rebuilt your identity and returned to leadership after 50. Please tell us, what was that feeling like?
Very interesting because it was very uncomfortable and also liberating. Uncomfortable because there were a lot of self-doubt, there were a lot of limiting beliefs, and liberating because I just learned so much during this phase, learned so much during this phase. So it really helped me to change the person I am today. I don't really recognize myself what I was 3 years back or before. So that's how the journey has been. And I think also my childhood helped me to bring a lot of value into my second innings, because as a child I kept changing cities, which meant I was very quick to learn and adapt to places. So here it has been very interesting. The my first day at job, I didn't know what IoT is, and today I contributed in bringing that technology to our company. So that's how it has been.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Bani, when did you first notice the gap between your intention and how it actually landed?
Very early in my life, as I said, I was an introvert. And so I was highly misunderstood as a child also, and as an adult, and even now. Uh, what happens is when you are not emotionally, emotionally, you have walls around you, then your expression is not there. So your intention is very pure, but the expression is, so that's where people do not understand by our intentions. They will only understand how we express ourselves. So if we are
Yeah.
not expressing ourselves in those many words, people will misunderstand us. And also, we ourselves feel very misunderstood and vulnerable and, lost sometimes, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of things, because you don't have boundaries and you don't know how to communicate. So what happens is you feel lost, you feel rejected, you feel misunderstood, and that creates a lot of disconnection, a silent disconnection.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, why do you think knowingly or unknowingly a person puts up walls around them?
So it all comes from our subconscious patterns. It's how we have been brought up. Our subconscious mind has been conditioned. So it's all about conditioning. So we
Yeah,
are always living a life of what we have been conditioned to,
yeah,
and not from our intentional actions.
yeah,
So that intentional actions comes only after we get the awareness. So the awareness is the first step. Otherwise, we are always living in the survival mode, just living, just surviving. And that surviving mode is coming from our subconscious patterns.
yeah,
Like I just mentioned, because my childhood was like this, that I could go to a new place and get adjusted. So it built a lot of resilience and adaptability into myself, my blueprint. So even when I had to start my journey at the age of 51, I was very quick to learn in the new settings, at the new things, very quick to learn. And that came from my subconscious pattern. And something like technology, which is, I'm a non-technical person, learning new technology and working on it, definitely it's coming from subconscious pattern. And what I spoke about, the emotional patterns, that also comes from my subconscious pattern, but that needs an intentional intervention and action to bring more aligned actions. So we'll talk about it, how we can do that.
yeah, exactly. So, Bani, according to you, why is it hard for us to pause and reflect in our relationships that we have in our personal lives or professional lives?
Pausing pausing, is always very, very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, because pausing means, uh, because we are conditioned to react, react, to fix, to justify, and to defend our actions. And pausing or reflection means that I have to sit with those uncomfortable emotions for a long time to understand them without any justifications. So that's where the difficult part is. But pausing, I would say, is very, very important for your progress. Because if we do not pause, we are repeating our patterns. That means that we are limiting our own growth. So pausing is very important.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bani, because the pausing is very important because for many factors, I don't know what it is, programming, what they call it. We are usually, when someone says anything, your mind is already framed an answer, what is already going to say. We are mostly in reaction mode instead of listening or pausing.
Exactly. I think you said it very beautifully, because when we do not pause, what we do is not respond, but we react.
Yeah,
And in the reaction is our survival mode. We are not in our safe mode. When we respond is when we are in our safe mode. Otherwise, we are in our survival mode. Survival mode is when we will try and justify our actions, or we will try and explain it, over justify it, over explain it, or we'll try to fix the other person, or, so that's what happens. So, pausing, therefore, is very important for your own personal growth.
indeed, indeed. Bunny, what helped you accept what happened in your life that made you accept that you can't change people?
I've had a very different life during COVID and during the pandemic. I was in China when the pandemic broke, and I came to India. And so that pandemic times, nothing
Yeah,
is my control, right? I can't change anything. So I tried to fix a lot of things, that, oh, I should not have COVID, this one should not have COVID, and so on, small little things to bigger things. And
yeah,
I realized that I made a lot of attempts. And even at the relationship level, if I would say, my relationships were very different in long distance learning, long distance relationship. And also there were a lot of triggers. the fears which had come out because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
A lot of childhood traumas came out to the surface during pandemic. And when I tried to fix the other person, what happened was there was repeated attempts and failure. It led to a lot of exhaustion. And finally, I came to that awareness that I cannot change anybody if they are not ready to change themselves. Nobody we can change, not even our child. The only thing which is in our control is to change ourselves. And changing ourselves, what I mean is how we respond. What is the kind of boundaries we set for ourselves? What is my core values? So understanding yourself little more deeply, doing your inner work and aligning yourself with, what you really want to be, not what you are conditioned to be, not
Yeah.
living a life of other people, but living your own life.
Yeah. So, Bani, according to you, if isn't a transformation, what creates change?
So I would say it is integration. Information is available everywhere today, right? We have so much of information. It's all consumption, podcasts, books, programs. But knowing does not create transformation. Knowing does not create transformation. What I know and I embody that and put that into the practice, into my life, brings the transformation. So the real transformation happens when you start putting your knowledge, your information into action.
Yeah. So, Bani, according to you, how does emotional healing change the way a woman leads her life?
Oh, definitely a lot. Unhealed. They say unhealed woman is the biggest bully. Now, that's very interesting. If we have time, I would like to talk about it. Unhealed mother, for example, is the biggest bully to the child. So healing is very, very important because if when one is not healed, what is one doing is one is coming from that space of insecurity, self-doubt, and emotional intelligence is missing. So
Yeah.
it will reflect in all walks of your life. So a healed woman comes from her self-worth. She comes from her clarity. So when she is there, a healed woman is has clarity on what she wants to do and how she wants to do it. And then she is unstoppable, I would say. A healed woman is an unstoppable woman.
Yeah.
And a unhealed woman is is, I would say, like somebody who is herself in a mess, and so she's not able to hold the mess around her. A woman in general, has this is how God has created us. um that feminine energy, if we talk about, it's all about nurturing, right? Bringing
Yeah.
things together, nurturing it with a lot of love, patience and care. But if
Yeah.
you are unhealed, you won't be able to do it. And therefore
Yeah.
healing is very, very important for you and people around you. Because when a woman when a woman rises,
Yeah.
a lot of people rise with her, right?
Yeah.
The whole community rises with her. That's what they
Yeah.
say. So this is where the healing part is very important.
So, in your experience, have you come across any such examples where have women have healed and they have changed the surroundings around them? Do you have an example that you can share with us?
Yeah, I am the example. Look at me. If you would have seen me, so a little bit about myself. I worked for 13 years, I worked for 15 years in the corporate life, which was a very, very multinational setup. So I worked in India and US, and also little for a little time in China. So I was that kind of a woman, corporate woman, very successful and doing very well in my career. And then I had a break of 13 years, and then the pandemic happened. So a lot of trauma got triggered for me. I was a complete mess, a complete mess. I, all I could do was only cry. I didn't know how to speak. I couldn't speak. I would only cry. I would say, I would only get into blaming, criticizing, and saying why this is happening to me, why I'm like this, what have I done wrong. So it was always that kind of a mode, very messy mode, where I had forgotten that I was also a woman who was a star. I had forgotten about myself because I was in trauma, and my wounds were bleeding. And if somebody, and people who have seen me that time, they don't recognize who I am today, right? I myself don't recognize who I am, who I was 3 years back or 5 years back, when the pandemic broke.
Yeah.
And during pandemic, it was very difficult for me because I came back to India after a gap of almost 13 years, 11 years, and I didn't know things here. It was a very alien space for me. I had no support system, and I had a little child. My daughter was only 7 years old. So we had a lot of reverse cultural shock when we came here. So it triggered a lot of things for me. I was a complete mess, in short, if I would say. And then my healing journey started, and that's where I chose, while I was healing, I also, my mentors and my coaches said, why don't you also bring the transformation in other women through how you have done it? And that's where my journey on coaching started. So what you see of me today is not the Bani who was there in 2023, for example. So this is what a healing does to a woman. So today I touch many lives in a beautiful way. I am holding their hands because I realize somebody held my hand with lot of patience and lot of understanding, lot of empathy. And I want to just do that, for give it forward, pay it forward.
Super, super. So, Vani, according to you, what happens when women lose touch with their inner power or inner Shakti, as we may call it?
When they will lose, they will create. If they don't have the power, they'll be sulking, they'll be in tears. A woman who is in tears cannot create transformation. A woman who is in a mess, just imagine, what about if that woman Shakti, the feminine Shakti, if that is not around, just imagine people around her. They all will start breaking down. They all will start breaking down, starting with her own family, her spouse, her children, everybody. So that is the Shakti, a woman. God has gifted a woman that ability to hold people together, to bring things together. But if she is not able to hold the space for her own self, how will she bring the other people around together in a beautiful, nurturing way?
Exactly. So, would you want to say speak a bit more about this topic, man?
So, see, as I was saying, when a woman, first of all, a woman or a man, for that matter, it's about humans, right?
Yeah.
We have to get out of our survival mode. When we are in our survival mode, we are always, always trying to justify ourselves to our own self and to the others. So
Yeah.
first step is to I say, I have this small little formula kind of a thing, uh, how to bring the transformation. So the first step to that is, and it's irrespective of man or a woman, this is applicable for all ages. Its first step is being, uh, having the awareness, awareness about who you are. So we have to accept our parts, parts of us which are good. So normally what we do is we accept only the good in us, and we keep rejecting the uncomfortable parts or our shadows. So the first step is to accept ourselves and people around us completely, who they are. They have light, they also have shadow. That's the first step, the awareness. And the what we call as the second step is attention. So instead of giving the attention to the outside world, you bring the attention back to your own inner self, to your own core values, to your own beliefs. So if you have limiting beliefs, you need to break them. Your own growth mindset. What do I need to do to grow to the next level? My better version. It's not in a competition with anybody. And it's not a race that I have to do it quickly. No, it happens at its own pace. Everybody has their own pace. So that's attention. Bringing attention to the reality that of your own self, the inner self. And the third one is alignment. Alignment will happen automatically when the awareness deepens, no?
Yeah.
The alignment, the when the awareness deepens, your attention will come to the right things, right? I will not start fixing other people. I will not get triggered by what others are saying. If today somebody comes and say, Bani, you are such a messy person, it will not trigger me because I know who I am. So that's where you get aligned to your own authentic self and to your outer expression. And that brings the transformation to the person. And that's the Shakti. You can name it anything: Shakti, transformation, magic. So I have seen this magic in my life from mess to magic. I was a complete mess. And today, yes, I create magic. I create magic very beautifully within my own self with a lot of other people. So I majorly work with women, but I also work with other people. So, yes, once you have awareness, attention, alignment, everything will quickly and smoothly will flow with a lot of ease and grace. So the main point is it it will flow with ease and grace, effortlessly as we call it. You don't have to learn it. You don't have to refer to some books. It will happen because you are aware of who you are and you are aligned to your authentic self, your true self, soul self. Our souls are very pure souls. When we are born, a child is born. Child is a very pure soul.
Yeah.
So we all in our true selves are like that, very, very pure. And we are like that. It's only when we start living this worldly life, a lot of corruption happens to our mind. And the mind says, do this, otherwise you'll be attacked. You will not be surviving. So that's what we talked about, survival mode.
Yeah.
So you will not survive. You'll be attacked, you'll be eaten up. So we all are coming from that animal instinct, right? The tiger will come or the lion will come and eat me up. So if I do not run fast, it will eat me up. So nowadays no tiger will come, but the tiger is coming in another form. People will question you, and then you will start feeling, oh, did I do the right thing or did I not do the right thing? Or and then we'll start justifying, or we try to fix it, saying the other person, no, no, you don't know what it is, I know it. Or we try to run away from the reality, and we say, no, no, it's not like this. I have done my work, you do not tell me. So that's where the ego part comes in.
Yeah.
So this is where being your authentic self will lead you to a beautiful life.
So, Bani, someone who's watching this video feels lost. Where should that person begin?
Begin with this formula which I just shared, with your awareness, attention, and alignment.
Yeah.
Because being lost is not a failure. Being lost is not a failure. It's a feedback. The growth happens only when we feel lost, or when we are, when things are challenging, when things are uncomfortable. Growth will never happen if I'm sitting nicely. When I was sitting in China and I was having a fairy tale life, no growth was happening. Only during pandemic, when I came to India, when I had those challenges, the challenges are your lessons. So the failures are your lessons. Every
Yeah.
time when you feel lost, I don't know what to do, how to do it, then you ask yourself or you seek out the support. What happens? You get your answers, and if you're aware, you will try and build on your peak potential to do
Yeah.
your best. So lost, I would say, is your step. As they say, failure is your first step to success. Yeah. Being lost is very important. It's not a failure. It's not an end of life. We all are lost one time or the other. We are all lost every time. Actually, to be very
Yeah.
honest, I might not be lost on, say, a particular subject, but I might be lost on many other subjects. As I explained, as I shared, when I joined in my second inning, I was lost about technology. I didn't know. I didn't even know what IoT stands for. IoT, I did not know what is the full form of IoT. So that's how lost I was. Today I talk about AI. Today I do things with AI. Today I bring IoT into the products. So I
Yeah.
know what is the difference between IoT and AI. So being lost is that important, I feel. I was lost. And because when we are lost, one last thing I would like to share with the viewers, when you are lost, no, you don't have to feel you don't have to feel low on yourself.
Yeah.
If you have to bring that child in you out who wants to learn. So you have to have that curiosity. Why is this thing working like this? Why I can't find the path? Why this in hide and seek I can't see where is the person hiding? That is also lost, right? As a little child, we all played hide and seek. So when you are lost, no, don't feel dejected or don't give up. Ask, where is the lost path leading me to?
Right.
Where is the light? How can I do it? And also, something very important I have seen in my life, and it has really created a lot of magic in my life. Find people who have done it. There are many people before you who have done it. You are not the first one who's getting lost on this path. Like for me, I am not the first woman who has started the career after 50. There are many. There are even some who have done it at the age of 80. So find about them. How did they do it? If they can, so can I. And I say this to all the people I come in contact. If I can do it, and if we have time, I will talk about my journey in more details. What a kind of mess I was. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You can do it. So
Yeah.
being lost is important for your own personal growth. And also, if we see as a spirituality thing also, it is also important because that's your karmic cleansing, right? Your soul's cleansing. You feel lost, you work on your own inner self, and you bring yourself to the next level. So life is only about our own self. Life is never about anybody else. It's only about my own journey. It's only about my own journey, my own happiness, my own growth. Everything in our life is only about ourselves, not about anybody else. So if I'm getting lost, I have the answers within, and a coach will help you to get those answers. Not that they will give you the solutions. They will help you, they'll hold your hand while you find the answers from your own self.
Yeah. So
I hope
Bani
so.
is
It
a
kind of
now tell me one, tell me.
no, no, no. I hope so. I was able to kind of share what I wanted to, and it is understood.
Yeah, absolutely, Bani, absolutely. So Bani, finally I would like to ask you, what would you like to tell your younger self?
My younger self was very rebellious and introvert. So that combination was it worked very well that time. So I thank myself being that, because at that age, if I was introvert, I could channelize my energies into studies, and I was the topper in my school, college, and even at work. um, I was a rebel, so I always did things little differently than others. I never did what everybody else was doing. I always did things differently. So the only thing which I will tell my younger self is, have more expression to what you feel. Be your own authentic self. And especially at that age, when you're a child,
Yeah.
nobody will tell you why you are crying or why you are not doing this thing right.
Yeah.
That is the time when you can learn. That is the time when you can fail. That is the time when you can, because you do not have to go and feed your family. You are under the protection and nurturing of your parents. So be your own self. What you want to do, just do it. And if you're feeling something, you feel like crying, you have to cry. You can't keep those emotions to yourself, because if you do, it will turn into a lot of rebel, as I said, rebel. I use that word rebel or resentment within your own self. Yeah, life may, I didn't do anything. Others are enjoying life. They're watching TV, they're watching movies. I am just studying all the time. So, to my younger self, Bani, enjoy life and whatever you feel, bindas, tell it. Express it. Express it. It is important to express because your parents are there. You have a beautiful support system when you are a child. You have your parents, you have your friends. So you have your teachers. They will hold you. They will hold you. And so why are you scared of not sharing your true self? And the true self may mostly, Ajay, is we are very scared to cry and show our vulnerability to others. No, if I'm failing, I don't want anybody to know I'm failing. I want people to know because I am a topper in the class. How can I fail? How can I get
Yeah.
1 mark less than? How can I come second? So, that vulnerability, because we are human. So I
Yeah.
will tell my younger self, be human. Don't try to be like a computer that
Yeah.
everything has to be fed and you are like always topping. No, sometimes failing is very important. And that's where, I was very oversensitive child. I was a very oversensitive child because my teachers had never scolded me. My parents had never scolded me. My relatives had never scolded me. I had no friends who would tell me wrong things. And when I came to the real world, independent world, people will bully you, right? And then I will feel too bad because I don't know how to handle it. So when I was bullied, it was very difficult for me to manage. I couldn't tell my parents I'm being bullied in school. I didn't have friends who I could tell that,
Yeah.
I'm getting bullied. You also come with me and stand with me and, be with me, and so that these people cannot bully me. So
Yeah.
that's to my younger self.
It's great, man. It's great. Thank you so much, Bani, for sharing all this valuable knowledge and information with us. We wish you continuous success in all aspects of your life. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video and have a good day. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, Bani.
Thank you so much for having me here. And my last thing to everybody out here, be your own authentic self. Be who you are and who you wish to be. Just work on that. Life is beautiful. Life is precious. We know what's happening in the world around. Just be grateful that you have such a beautiful life and you have access to so much. If you are here today and watching this podcast, you know how blessed you are. You have a house, you have time, you have technology, you have everything what is needed to have a beautiful life. So go ahead and enjoy that life.
Yeah, Bani. Thank you so much, Bani. See you around.
Thank you.